So why do we feel so insecure in our relationships? The first is a bit to do with environmental observations. So when we are growing up in our early childhood, what happens is if you see that there is lack of stability, lack of security with your parents or with your elder siblings, what you do is somewhere you start anticipating the same and then you manifest the same in your life. The second is you borrow insecurities from your parents. I'll give you an example. So I had this friend called Rahul, and he had actually borrowed career related insecurities from his father. So his dad was always worried about his performance and poor performance actually in school. And his dad's constant reminder to Rahul about the possibility of failure would somewhere ensure that Rahul keeps working hard and very sincerely, very diligently. But the poor guy, because of so much of pressure and so much of anxiety, he would goof up and then he would score less. And then he would again start, working hard and diligently because of his father's constant reminder that there's a possibility of failure in the future. Now imagine he has all in his life grown through that feeling of being worried, anxious, and being insecure. And that is what becomes his association in his subconscious mind. And for him, insecurity and worry become the way to grow and to evolve in life. He doesn't know any other way to perform his best or to do his peak performance in a worry-free manner. I'll give another example in relationships, like for example, Susie. Now, Susie's mother always had this concern and worry for her health. She was always anxious for her health. So, what did Susie learn in her childhood, or what did she associate love with? Constant worry, constant anxiety. And so, when she grew up, because she knew no other way, because it was this acquired insecurity from her mother, all her life, she was always worried about her pets, her neighbors, her everybody around her. Then another very interesting thing is that a lot of us not only borrow from our parents' insecurity, we find sometimes there is an advantage in being insecure. So I'll tell you a very interesting story. There was this friend called Sumitra. Now she was scared of ghosts when she was a very young girl. And so what she would do is she would cuddle up to her mother in the night and she would sleep with her mother in the night because her siblings were anyway okay and they were fine and they could sleep alone. Now because of that, the mother also took her to wherever she went. She was always around her. And what happened to Sumitra is she realized not necessarily at a conscious level, but at a subconscious level, the advantage of being so insecure. She got all the attention, she got all the importance, she was taken everywhere, whereas the children, her siblings were left alone because they were brave when they were kids. So, because it had an advantage, she remained insecure and that crept into her other aspects of life also. You see the way when you see an advantage in something like an insecurity, you don't want to give it up. You don't even realize actually it becomes a subconscious thing with you. Only thing she didn't realize was that when this insecurity somewhere keeps you focused on the adversity, and that's when then you keep manifesting this all your life. Right. Then another reason why we feel insecure in relationships is sometimes we let our parents or teachers who really matter to us influence us. So if they sometimes say that you will never be happy in your life or something like that, now that keeps ringing in your ear and it keeps playing like this old tape recorder in your mind all the time. And then what happens? You keep feeling insecure in your life and you keep thinking that what if what they said comes true? Another interesting reason is your belief in your misfortune. So what is that? So for any reason, if you believe that you are the unfortunate one, and maybe you've had good enough reasons to believe that, you always then remain that insecure in that relationship. And it gets further added if somewhere, maybe in your earlier growing up years, you were rejected, or you were abandoned, or you were maybe abused. So you form a belief that you are the rejectable one, you are the one who would be abused, you are the one who's abandoned. And imagine with this belief, when you are in a relationship, you are obviously going to be insecure, because you can feel that any day it can happen to you, because it's happened maybe in your childhood, or maybe in your growing up years when you were in younger college or something like that. So these insecurities don't leave us.